Michael Oyagha, and I'm so happy to have you join this conversation on how to heal marital wounds without going through a divorce. The topic of marriage is one that is multidimensional because when it comes to marriage, there's a lot you want to say, there's a lot we need to discuss, and so many issues you may want to address. Okay, how do I know this? Of course, I've been married for over a decade, and I've also had the opportunity of speaking with couples, interacting with them on several areas that affects them. And from my experience, I've come to see many hearts that have been injured. I've seen many homes that have been scattered, because of one or two issues in marriages. Some people are even afraid of getting into marriage because they feel, I don't know what lies ahead, even in marriage. For me, I don't know what it is that I should be expecting when it comes to marriage. I'm going to be transiting from my single life to becoming a married person. So I don't know what the expectations are and the rest of that. Now, in this series on how to heal marital wounds without going through a divorce, I'm going to share with us practical steps that will help heal your marital wounds without you going through a divorce. A lot of people believe that the moment you are injured in marriage, it is either you go for separation or you go for a divorce, but it doesn't have to always end up in a divorce or end up in a separation. And if you have not been wounded before in your marriage, then the tips or the steps I'm going to be sharing with us in this conversation will help you to prevent that from happening. So all you need to do is to pay close attention to everything that we are going to be saying. I'll be sharing with you some basic principles, though the principles are not arranged in any particular order, but the entire principle also may not apply to you. So you just need to pick the one that relates to you and then see how to apply it to your particular circumstance. Okay, now the Bible makes us to understand that marriage should be held in honor. Marriage should be highly esteemed. Marriage should be precious, treated as a precious institution. Marriage should be given great attention and all of that. However, what we see today in marriages is the opposite of that. So much dishonor, no attention, no value is given to the institution of marriage and the rest. So it's total contrast to what the scripture made us to know. Now, I've not been married for too long, but I think that having been married for over a decade, I am qualified to share with you few of my experiences, both personal experiences and the ones that I've had in the course of interacting, with couples. I am one of those people that do not believe that one rule fits all when it comes to the issue of marriage. Okay. However, there are universal rules that works for every marriage. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter the tribe or the race you are from, there are universal rules that works for every marriage. So it is for you now to understand these universal rules and then to see how you can adopt or adapt them and apply them into your marriage for it to work for you. Now, if you are interested in learning or knowing these rules, then you have to follow me. Are you set? All right, so let's go. The first rule is that you need to learn how to break the barrier of communication. You must learn to break the barrier of communication. I feel like shouting this: communication is very, very important. A lot of couples don't pay attention to this barrier of communication because they don't understand the place that communication occupies when it comes to marriage. Now, from my search of the scriptures, I discovered that from the beginning, God has always wanted us to communicate one with another. All right, both animals and human beings, He has always wanted, that flow of communication to be there. He never wanted us to be alone. He never wanted animals to be alone. He never wanted human beings to be alone, because when you are alone, it is not sufficient. When you are alone, you will not be able to explore your potentials. When you are alone, you will not be able to take advantage of all that is in you and all that you can leverage on even in the other person. All right. And when it comes to relationship, communication is the hallmark of relationship, particularly the relationship of marriage. Now, communication in marriage is expressed, at different levels. You need to pay good attention to this because this is very, very important. Communication in marriage is expressed at different levels. It can be at the level of just having a conversation with your partner, okay, hearing or listening to your partner, you talking and your partner is also talking and you're listening and you understand what each other is saying and the rest of that. It can also be at the level of just staying, like that without saying anything, but you're actually saying so many things. Communication can also be at the level of making love. Yes, love making is a form or is a level of communication. I know many people don't know this, just feel that love making is an art, of relaxation and the rest of that. No, love making is another level of communication. I don't want to go into that right now. I'm sure you are very much interested in knowing how that love making is a level of communication, but we'll get to that in no distant time. All right. So, but the point is this: at whatever level of communication that you are, you must always remember that there is no one rule fits all. Don't ever forget this. The fact that I am at a particular level of communication with my partner does not mean that you need to also be at that same level. No,